Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say it plain. How you wake up has everything to do with how your day goes. I don't know about you, but I've learned the hard way that if I roll out of bed grumbling, I tend to carry that attitude with me like a heavy backpack all day long. We can't control everything that happens during our day, but we can control how we start it. Now, some people wake up ready to conquer the world. Hair perfectly in place, smiling like they just stepped out of a toothpaste commercial. Bless them. But for the rest of us, mornings can be messy. We hit snooze too many times, stub our toe on the nightstand, and pour orange juice in our coffee because we're still half asleep. I get it. But even in the middle of all that chaos, we still have a choice. And that choice is powerful. You can either drag your attitude out of yesterday's mess, or you can choose to start fresh with a clean slate. God's mercies are new every morning, not just on the weekends, not just on vacation, but every single morning. That means you've got a brand new opportunity to start again, no matter how yesterday ended. And here's what I've found. It doesn't take hours to set the tone for your day. It takes intention. You don't need a 90-minute sunrise yoga session or a full-blown symphony playing while you sip green tea. If that's your thing, great. But really, it's about what's going on inside more than what's happening around you. Before your feet hit the floor, start talking to God. Just a simple, Lord, thank you for another day. Guide me, strengthen me, help me keep my peace no matter what comes. That's a power move. That's what I call setting the atmosphere. You're not just waking up your body, you're waking up your spirit. And let's not forget about that mind of yours. Your thoughts are like seeds. If you plant worry, frustration, or self-pity first thing in the morning, guess what kind of crop you're going to reap all day? But if you plant hope, faith, and gratitude, you're going to walk through your day with strength that doesn't come from caffeine. Although I still love a good cup of coffee, don't get me wrong. One of the biggest traps we fall into is waking up and immediately grabbing our phones. We're checking emails, scrolling through social media, letting the world dump its noise into our peace before we've even had a chance to say good morning to the Lord. No wonder we feel overwhelmed before we've even brushed our teeth. Our time in the morning is sacred. It's a reset button. Don't give that space away to every demand, notification, or distraction. Protect it like it matters, because it does. That space between your dreams and your reality is where you decide how you're going to live. And listen, some mornings don't feel powerful. Some mornings feel like you barely survived the night. You might wake up tired, frustrated, or carrying the weight of yesterday's struggles. But you still get to decide what kind of energy you carry into this day. Power isn't about feeling strong. It's about knowing you are strong, even when you feel weak. When you make the decision to start your morning with purpose, when you choose peace, choose gratitude, choose focus, you're not just setting the tone for your mood. You're setting the tone for how you react to people, how you handle problems, and how you show up in the world. Your morning is like a steering wheel. It turns the direction of your entire day. And if you don't take the wheel, something or someone else will. Too many people wake up and just let the day happen to them. They go with the flow, respond to every demand, every mood swing, every traffic jam, every rude person like they've got no choice in the matter. You have the authority, the power, and the mindset to command your day instead of letting your day command you. See, if you don't speak to your day will speak to you. And honey, life doesn't always speak politely. It'll throw frustration in your face before breakfast. You'll have one unexpected bill, one difficult text message, or one spilled cup of coffee, and suddenly your whole attitude shifts. But here's the thing. You don't have to hand over the reins just because something didn't go your way. You can get up, look that day in the face and say, nope, not today. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing victory. It's about taking spiritual ownership. You might not be able to control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. And that starts by deciding, before anything happens, what kind of day you're going to have. You don't wait until the world treats you right before you choose to be joyful. You don't wait until everything on your checklist is done to feel successful. To feel successful, you start by declaring it over yourself. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Now, I'm not talking about pretending things are perfect. This isn't about denial, it's about direction. What direction? What are you giving your day? Are you walking out the door just hoping things go well, or are you speaking over it like you mean business? Some people get up and immediately go into reactive mode. They start their day in a panic. The alarm didn't go off. The dog peed on the floor. They can't find their keys, and they already feel like they're losing before they've even left the house. But hear me, just because you had a rough morning doesn't mean you have to have a rough day. You can pause, reset, and take charge at any moment. You have that power. Start commanding things instead of chasing them. Wake up and say, "Today I command peace in my home. I command clarity in my mind. I command strength in my body. I will not live in fear. I will not bow to stress. And I will not be tossed around by every little thing that goes wrong. I know who I am, and I know who's walking with me." When you speak like that, you're not just motivating yourself. You're setting spiritual boundaries. You're putting the enemy on notice. You're saying, "I've already made up my mind. You can bring your distractions, your discouragement, your little annoyances, but I won't be moved." That's real power. That's real power. That's what it means to command the day. Let me be practical too. Commanding the day doesn't mean you walk around barking orders or pretending to be in control of everything. It means you lead yourself. You lead your thoughts. You lead your thoughts. You lead your reactions. You tell your emotions where they can and cannot go. Some people let their emotions drive the car and then wonder why they're always in a ditch. Nope. Emotions are passengers. You let them ride, but you don't give them the steering wheel. Every day, you've got a choice. You can drag yourself through it, or you can rise up and take ownership. You can complain about how busy, stressful, or unfair life is, or you can lift your head, square your shoulders, and declare, "I will not be pushed around by this day. I was made to walk in authority, in grace, and in power." Because when you begin to walk in that mindset, things start to shift. Not always on the outside first, but definitely on the inside. You start to realize that your peace isn't up for negotiation. Your purpose doesn't disappear because of inconvenience. Your value doesn't go down because your schedule is full or your to-do list is long. If you ever feel like your joy battery is running low, let me give you a little secret. It's not more coffee you need, though that's nice too. It's gratitude. Gratitude is like flipping a switch that turns your power back on. It's the quickest, simplest, most effective way to change your entire atmosphere without changing a single circumstance. You might be thinking, "Yeah, but you don't know what kind of week I've had." And you're right, I don't. But I do know this. There is always something to be thankful for, always. And when you start to look for it, you'll find it. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the hard stuff. It means refusing to let the hard stuff be the only thing you see. Let me be real here. See, it's easy to be thankful when everything's going our way. When the bills are paid, the car starts, the kids are behaving, and our jeans still fit. That's the easy kind of gratitude. But real powerful, life-shifting gratitude, that's when you choose to say thank you even when nothing feels perfect. Oh, that's when you sit in the middle of a messy house, a busy schedule, and a stressed out mind and say, "Lord, thank you for giving me breath in my lungs. Thank you that I'm still standing. Thank you that you've never left my side." That kind of thankfulness will make the enemy nervous. Because he can throw all kinds of chaos your way, but when you respond with praise, he loses ground. He expects you to complain. He expects you to spiral. He expects you to get discouraged. But when you lift your hands and say, "God, I trust you anyway," you turn on a power he cannot touch. Gratitude is a perspective shifter. It changes how you see your life. Instead of waking up and immediately noticing what's wrong, what's missing, what hurts, what you wish was different, you begin to notice what's right. And here's the thing, what you focus on grows. So if you focus on your blessings, they'll start to feel bigger. But if you focus on your problems, those will grow too, even if they were small to begin with. And don't wait for some big dramatic moment to be thankful. Gratitude works best in the small stuff. Thank God for warm water in the shower, for a parking spot close to the door, for that one friend who always makes you laugh, for the sunrise you saw on your drive. These little moments are easy to overlook, but they are precious. And the more you thank God for them, the more aware you become of how deeply loved and blessed you truly are. Sometimes we're waiting on joy to show up so we can be grateful, but it's the other way around. Gratitude opens the door to joy. It makes space for contentment. It silences that voice that always says, "You need more. You need better. You're not there yet. Gratitude says, I'm not where I want to be yet, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. Let's also talk about comparison for a second, because nothing kills gratitude faster than comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. You can't be grateful and jealous at the same time. It just doesn't work. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you of your journey, your progress, your purpose. When you're thankful, you stop chasing what everyone else has, and you start embracing what's already in your hands. Now, I know life can be overwhelming. I know sometimes gratitude feels like a stretch, but even in the hard places, there's something to be thankful for. Maybe you're learning patience. Maybe you're growing stronger. Maybe you're discovering a deeper faith. God never wastes pain. God never wastes pain, and He never leaves you without a reason to praise. Gratitude also brings peace into your spirit. It calms the anxiety, softens the heart, and slows down that racing mind. It helps you breathe again. Because when you start naming your blessings, you realize you're more supported, more cared for, and more covered than you thought you were. It shifts you from striving to trusting, from grumbling to grace. Gratitude doesn't just change your words. It changes your posture, your mood, and your entire day. Let's be real. Most of us wake up and hit the ground running. Before we've even fully opened both eyes, we're already mentally scrolling through our to-do lists. Get the kids ready, answer that email, make the meeting, get groceries. Don't forget the appointment. We've got alarms, reminders, and planners, but not nearly enough peace. And if we're not careful, we can get so busy feeding our schedule that we forget to feed our spirit. We go straight from sleep to stress without even pausing to check in with the one who gives us the strength to do it all in the first place. Now, I love coffee. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing like that first sip in the morning. It's warm, it's comforting, it helps me not growl at people. But let me tell you something, coffee. You can read the entire book of Proverbs in one sitting, but if you're not applying a single word of it tomorrow morning when your patience is tested, it won't mean much. God isn't looking for perfection. He's looking for faithfulness. He blesses what's consistent. The seed that grows is the one that gets watered daily, not the one that gets drenched once a month. Sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to get it all together overnight. We want spiritual maturity in a week. We want peace instantly. We want to break every bad habit by next Tuesday. And when it doesn't happen fast enough, we feel discouraged. But that's not how God works. He's the God of process. He's not interested in quick fixes. He's committed to lasting transformation. Think about it. The strongest muscles in your body weren't built from one intense workout. They were built over time, with repetition, with resistance, with showing up on the days you didn't feel like it. Your spirit works the same way. You grow stronger every time you open your Bible, even if it's just for 5 minutes. You grow wiser every time you stop and pray, even if it's just a whisper. You grow more peaceful every time you choose grace over gossip, patience over panic, love over frustration. And guess what? The enemy would love to convince you that what you're doing is too small to matter. He'll whisper things like, you only read one verse. That's not enough. You didn't feel anything when you prayed. Why bother? You missed a day. Might as well give up. He's a liar. The truth is, small things done consistently create big results. God sees every effort. Every small act of faithfulness is adding up, building something strong on the inside of you. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't do it once and expect your mouth to stay fresh forever. No, you do it every day, not because it's exciting, but because it's necessary. Feeding your spirit is the same. It's not about how emotional or intense it feels. It's about showing up, keeping the habit, staying close. And here's the beautiful part. Consistency doesn't mean you have to be rigid or robotic. It means you make space for God in your regular rhythm. It means you invite Him into your routines, not just your crises. It means you don't need a perfect setting to be spiritual. You can meet with God while folding laundry, while driving to work, while standing in line at the grocery store. You just keep showing up with your heart open. Some days you'll feel on fire and some days you'll feel dry. That's okay, you keep showing up. Some days your prayers will flow like a river, and other days you'll struggle to find the words. That's okay. You keep showing up. That's how maturity is built. Not by trying to feel something big, but by trusting that small, faithful steps make a big impact over time. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just keep doing something with intention. Keep returning to your source. Keep walking, even if it's slow. Because the fruit of consistency isn't always immediate, but it is inevitable. God honors the small, faithful yes. He builds on the quiet moments. He strengthens what is tended daily. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Not because you sprinted ahead in intensity, but because you stayed steady in obedience.